Welcome to the Dan Stevens Show. With me on the show today is Darragh.
Hello.
He is a brilliant stand-up comedian, but today we're going to be focusing primarily on the fact that he is, how old?
22.
22, so he is firmly in the Gen Z category.
I am.
And I am not. I am a millennial. I'm a 37-year-old man. He is 22. So we're going to be discussing a few differences between older generations, I suppose you could say, and what it's like to be a young man in today's society in Ireland.
Young buck.
So it's going to be 5 questions for the Gen Z in today's modern society. Or something like that. That's going to be the title. That's the general gist of it anyway. It might not even be 5 questions.
What are these?
Could be less, could be more.
Yeah. What are these young people like, really?
What are these young people like? I'm trying to build a bridge between millennials and the youth of today. Because I'm always very curious as to what it must be like growing up today in the internet age. What year were you born, Darragh?
2003.
Darragh was born in 2003, 2 years after 9/11.
Yep.
Do you regret not witnessing 9/11?
Honestly, I've just heard stories about it, really.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was like. I think I wish I was old enough to remember. I wish I was old enough to know the full impact of it and be like, oh, that's pretty bad. Whereas nowadays it's just like a thing that people say, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's a thing that people say a lot in the comedy scene, isn't it?
Oh yeah, big time. But it's just like it doesn't. I don't think I could properly register it without living through it. You know what I mean? It's like what? It's like what is it? I don't even know what it was.
What do you think it was?
An inside job? No.
Nice.
No. Oh no!
These Gen Zers are tuned in, guys. Did you hear that? Inside job.
I tried doing a joke about it. It does not go well. Does not go well. When
I think it was more of an outside to inside job.
Me trying to get a visa to America. First thing being like, 9.
Yeah.
No.
You're trying to get a visa at the moment to the US.
Yeah.
You're going to New York in August.
Yeah.
Very good man. Yeah. Good comedy scene there. Darragh is an extremely hard-working stand-up comic.
Selling my wares.
Yeah, and he's getting so much. You've improved so much, man. We all have it. You've just improved really quickly, though. So
that was
the work is paying off.
Thankfully, hopefully, just getting stage time, really, isn't it? That's mostly what it is.
Yeah,
but that's only because.
So describe to me, what do you see 9/11 as? Like, do you know anything about the political climate at the time? What was going on? What followed?
No, I genuinely I knew nothing. I know not a lot about it, but I do know that it helped the mayor. What was the mayor at the time?
Rudy Giuliani.
People thought he was going to run for president after 9/11 because of how well he responded to the tragedy, which is quite nice, huh? But I don't know. What was it? There's a great joke that 9/11 was Al Qaeda's 9/11 because it ruined their public image.
Right.
It's like, oh, that's class. Well, no. There's so much that I haven't like the Troubles.
Yeah.
Don't no concept of it. Or I understand.
I mean, that was the 80s, though, right? That was before my time as well.
Yeah, but it's you only hear stories about them, and you don't actually know what the human consequence of it was.
Yes.
Until my mom and her siblings talk about driving up the border and getting stopped by the
INLA, is that right?
The INLA.
Is that what you call them?
Yeah.
Do they do boat rescue? That's how much I know about.
Yeah, the INLA.
They're lifeguards, are they?
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good at their job.
I don't know. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know. The RNLI, I think, is the Royal Life. I don't know, but I know what you mean. They're getting stopped at the border, coming up from the south.
Yeah. And then reading books about it. There's a great book on it called Trespasses by something Kennedy. That talks about a Catholic woman going out with an older man from the south.
Yeah.
And how that was seen. Great book, I'd highly recommend that. But yeah, no, it's so weird though.
Massive events, you feel like it's like second-hand information to you. You weren't there when it happened. You weren't even born when it happened.
No. It's I don't remember the Celtic Tiger. I just remember I don't remember that. I don't remember I only started to remember things after the crash. which is quite weird.
So 2009, 2010.
Yeah, that's when I started paying attention.
So you would have been 6 or 7.
You did it there.
What did I do?
You did it there.
Oh, we didn't talk
yeah,
about
you did
that.
the thing. Yeah,
Oh,
you did
Jesus
the 6,
Christ.
7 thing.
Is that your thing? Is that your generation? 6, 7?
That's actually the one below me, I think.
What
That's
are
their
they
thing.
called? You're Gen Z.
Mistakes. First
They're
of all.
Gen X, are they? Mistakes.
Yeah. Are they? Yeah, I think they. I don't know what they are. I think they're Gen X. But that whole thing's like beyond me. Oh, my little sister was showing me something last night about a pug. She was showing me something on TikTok about a pug, like, and it's like this guy just basically brings a pug everywhere, but treats him like a human being, and treats him like a child, and it's like some inside joke for young people, and for like people younger than me. And I was watching it, and I was like, oh, I don't even get this one.
Where's the joke?
I don't know, but it's just about, the joke is literally it's a pug that he's treating like a human, and dresses like a human, and I was like, I don't get this, but my sister found it hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, shit.
We've come a long way since the Godfather trilogy.
That I remember playing that as I found out about the Godfather as a video game.
Oh, right, there you go.
That was my favorite. Yeah, played that on
Yeah.
PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I think for me it's like I always just want to like build commonalities and see what we see. Have someone that grew up, someone that was born into the internet.
Yeah.
You were plunged into the internet times when things had changed in humanity. Humanity had changed so much after, like, and it does change generally. Like, if I would feel the same way about like the 70s, as the 70s to me are like the 90s for you.
To me,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I never really had any. There was nothing really that happened in the 70s for me that was like people with afros and in the disco and shit, you know.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind that.
new thing in the 90s.
Yeah, like
Or
Disco
in the 70s,
Stew,
yeah.
you know. He was in The Simpsons and he was in the 70s, like, you know. And
Have you ever seen the music video for? Have you ever seen the song "Pusher Man" by Curtis Mayfield? It's the first. People call it. It's like the first song where it's the one that goes like, "I'm your sister, I'm your brother,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
your mother." In
it's
the
been sampled a
alley."
lot, right?
Yeah, that one. That song. I think there's a video of people dancing to it, and it's just like, oh, the coke must have been so pure back then, because the way they were dancing. That's one thing actually. My mom and dad, they talk about going to discos and like
Discos, yeah.
and like having a proper dance. That's not, people aren't proper dancing anymore. I don't think people are proper dancing.
How are they dancing now?
Wrong. Well, but it's like
What's the move?
I
I used to be fond of the robot back in the day.
no one pulls out the robot.
Oh.
I haven't seen which is fun because we are in the generation of AI. So now they think they might be like mocking AI.
Oh, right.
But
What?
they're because they're afraid that the AI is going to gain sentience, and then they're going to see people doing the robot, and they're going to think that's like the
You're
robot.
joking.
What?
Is that a joke?
Yeah, of course. That'd be so funny if young people are like.
That's a good point, though.
Yeah, if young people are like, those robots are gonna come up now.
Yeah.
we can't be seen making fun of them. But like talking.
So is there still dance floors?
There's still dance floors, but I don't think.
And where's the
doesn't
go-to dance floor in Dublin now?
Oh.
If you wanted to hit a dance floor, where are you going?
If I wanted to hit a dance floor, but like it's still like, if I wanted to hit a dance floor, I'd probably go to.
Is it Coppers?
Coppers is quite fun.
That dance floor still is, like, the whole
That's
bar is a
amazing.
dance floor there.
Yeah, I love now. Coppers is
You go
class.
dance floor, smoking area, dance floor, smoking area. There's no
Yeah.
in between.
Yeah,
That's how it was anyway.
yeah.
Like
But
10
then,
years ago.
like Dicey's, for instance. Like
Dicey's.
you go to Dicey's when you're in like when you're just in college. My favorite thing about Dicey's was going into the basement. Right? Have you ever been into the basement in Dicey's?
Oh, I think I have,
There
yeah.
was like little Latin nights and stuff, right? It's the widest you've ever felt in your life, because these were like everyone can actually properly dance. That's a real dance floor. 'Cause you can see them moving, and it's like, fuck. But that is quite helpful because you sort of release all your like sort of ideas of being good at dancing, and you're like, I'm just gonna shake my hips and hope for the best here.
Yeah.
And it makes you like actually really enjoy it. But like, I wouldn't have a lot of friends that are like, oh, I want to go for a dance. They're more like, oh, like I want to go stand in a smoking area
Mm.
and just like talk about things. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Talk about modern political events and what would they
Uh,
talk about? What's the topic of choice now in smoking areas generally? Is there something?
Honestly,
See, I think I'm probably too. I over estimate the difference between people now and people 20 years ago. I think everybody still just likes having a chat. And
it's the same problems though. They either talk about like women and being like, "Oh, I want to be with her," or "I can't believe I'm not with her," or "I want to go in and see if there's anyone on the dance floor," or talking about coke prices. That's what people talk about, which is
how
hilarious.
are they looking?
Not good by the looks of it. But I don't know. I don't do.
Getting
that.
high, are they?
They're all getting high. They're all getting high all the time. They're all getting. The inflation is unbelievable, and I think that is baby powder.
Trouble
that
is, the
buying.
higher the prices get, the less high the people get.
Yeah, well, you'd be surprised.
Mm.
I've heard, like, also when you're flying in town, the amount of tourists that come up to you that are like, "Do you have a number for me?"
Yeah, flyering is like handing out the
Yeah, sorry.
leaflets for comedy shows.
Yeah, the amount of tourists that come up to you and they're like, "Yeah, don't care about the show. Where can I get drugs?"
My God,
Yeah, which is quite.
is there a particular nationality that does it most?
Americans.
Americans.
Yeah, Americans are just.
And what are they looking for in general?
Some Americans, they're. Like, one time an American came up and was asking for a specific strand of weed. And I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking? And then they're looking for mushrooms. Because it depends on where they're coming from in America.
Yeah.
I'd say the ones like from New York, they're looking more for coke. Whereas the ones, like, they were from, I think it was Minnesota.
Right.
They were more into the psychedelic type of trip.
Okay.
They were quite nice, though. Those,
So for context, Darragh would be out like 3 hours most nights of the week
Yeah.
in Temple Bar trying to saying to people, will you come to this show? So that's the level of volume of tourists that you're meeting. So
It's
what I'm
all
saying
about-
is I would take this as a accurate reflection.
Yeah, but it's like, the worst ones for it, though. Actually, sorry, the worst ones for it are the British.
The British.
The British are, they'll come up to you and just literally be like, they'll treat you like shit immediately, and you're like, I see colonization hasn't stopped. One time a fella came up to you on the street and threw 20 quid at me, threw 20 pound at me,
Right.
and he was like, take that. And I was like, I was being smart at one. I was like, sorry, I don't take the Queen's shilling. Like, if you turn it into €20, like, I'll take it, no bother. And then he threw it at me and was like, right, fuck off then, and then walked away. And I was
Right.
like, I'm not picking. Like, I was like, I know exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Walked about like 10 yards, turned around, came back to pick up the 20 quid, and I was like,
Oh.
yeah. I was like,
Was he drunk?
No, he wasn't drunk enough to be that much of a.
And what kind of an age of a man was he?
I'd say like mid-30s.
Mid-30s.
Yeah.
Pretty young then.
No.
Oh.
No. That is old.
Mm.
That is.
Do you see men and women in their mid-30s as old? Like, what would you say? Say you saw me and you didn't know me
Yeah.
walking down the road, and I was like, you prick. And then you're saying to your mate, that something over there
Yeah.
just called me a prick. What would you describe me as, someone of my age?
I'd be like, oh yeah, they're the older, like, so
That L fella?
yeah, well, no, I don't think you've reached alpha level yet. I think maybe if you get more of a like limp, maybe you'd be an
Yeah.
alpha. But I'd just be like, oh, that fella over there. You're still in fella region, I think.
Okay.
You're still in fella.
When does
region.
that end?
I would say, if you're balding, now you're turning alpha or outland.
Even if you're like mid-20s?
Yeah, you're old. You're immediately older than what I think you are.
I think balding is underestimated as to the negative impact it has on men's mental health.
Yeah, but I think because nowadays men, they think there's an out clause to it where they can just go to Turkey and be like,
Yeah.
there is some hope. Like, it's like, no, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Don't be fine. Let it go.
Mm.
That's seriously, like, I don't get why people go to Turkey and they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fix my shit up. It's like that.
Yeah, I think what happened with the bald or balding men I know,
Yeah.
as I do know several, and my best friend is totally bald. He
I'm sorry.
he is though one of the mentally strongest person I know.
Yeah.
And I think baldness did that to him. Bald fellas are generally either bitter or extremely strong. They're bitter, nasty people because they blame the world for their baldness, or
Yeah.
they've turned into these beasts. And they usually grow a beard as well to balance out the head shape if it's not the right shape.
I think yeah, but like the
Bald with no facial hair is
Oh yeah, see now that is
what is that?
a lifestyle that I wouldn't recommend. But I think accepting being bald, being bald, fine. Having hair, fine. Balding. Now that's where I start to have problems. That's where I really think let it go.
Right.
Cut it out. Because I know people with my age who are balding. I'm just saying, stop. It's over. Accept you're bald. Don't try. It's like I think there's only two people who've ever pulled off balding. The only two, and it's George Costanza,
Seinfeld.
yeah, and Larry David. The only two.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about drive-ins though. Drive-ins entirely fine.
What's that?
Like I'm not gonna show my hair, but it's where you like you have these two parts go further back,
Okay.
and then the middle part is still in the front. I think those are fine. Wonderful. Accept them. Walton Goggins kills it with that. Everything. If
Jason Statham?
fabulous.
Does he have a drive-in?
No, he's bald.
Yeah.
Jason Statham's a bald man.
Yeah. He
Right.
pulls it off.
But
Head shape.
I think it's a seeing someone try to pretend that they're not balding.
Yeah.
This is, you know what this is? This is a perfect example of the arrogance of youth. Where I could, in like 5 years, I could be balding. And
Yeah.
I will immediately be like, what? No.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully. I actually don't think about it quite a lot. I don't.
You don't think about it?
No.
Because you don't need to yet.
Yeah. I have. I do my research on it though. Where it supposedly comes from your mother's dad.
Yeah, he's completely bald. But me and I had 3 older brothers.
Yeah.
The first two, grey heads of hair. My dad has a great head of hair.
Yeah.
Then me and my brother, he went balder than me.
Oh.
Like, he was, yeah, and he didn't like it. He's passed away now. That's how bad it was.
But.
Sorry, that's terrible. It's not because of that. Jeez.
that would be fucking horrific.
But it is very hard on people because it was very hard on them, and like you'd love the total shape of your head is totally different when you're bald, and you have to have confidence to carry off baldness. You have to be confident, and confidence is the most attractive thing. So
Yeah.
if you can be confident while bald, but I think as well you have to be more like if you're fat and bald. It's a lot harder to be fat and bald than to be fat and have a good head of hair.
Yeah.
As well, you know.
I'm trying to think about a fat bald man. There's not really.
Butterbean.
Yeah, Butterbean isn't you know, but Butterbean was a box, so it worked for him.
Yeah.
That works. Whereas like I don't know, like Buddha, like
Yeah.
like Buddha's a god.
Pretty popular.
Yeah, you can sell it.
Yeah.
As long as you can sell what you're doing.
Confidence, what we're saying is, I think we can both agree
Yeah.
that confidence is the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And you can't pretend to be confident if you're trying to hang on to the little bit that you have left. Don't start in the comments now, right?
No, do start. I would enjoy it personally.
Okay, so the consensus is from
From what I've gathered
from
the collections
from
of
Gen
people.
Z is
Yeah.
that if you are balding,
Mhm.
you're an alpha, even if you're 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's good.
Like
All right.
I don't. Yeah. I want to establish. I don't hate bald people. I don't hate them. I just think it's. If you're balding, gonna double down on it. No, I think it's like you're obviously going through something. It's like the physical representation of going through something, and you can't lie about it. That's. I think actually, you know what? That's quite nice. That's
Yeah.
quite nice. No, I'm gonna be nicer to balding people. I think.
What about caps?
Huh?
Caps.
Oh no, I think you're a liar and a fraud. Well, I'm trying to. Some people can
So
pull off a cap.
balding guy wearing a cap. Do you think the cap is an extension of the hair,
But
trying to make it look like a hairline?
yeah, it is. It's branding your hairline basically. You're just putting a brand on it. That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
But it's like you ever see those people in like the 70s, wearing like Kangol hats, and it was like the Kangol hat was cool back then. It's becoming cool now as well.
What's it called?
Kangol? No, you never seen a Kangol hat?
No.
How-
How would you describe it?
I
I can put a picture of it up on the after.
Yeah. It's like a hipster's like. I would say it's like a hipster's like flat cap.
Okay.
But it's bigger. It's bigger and it's a flat cap
Like
in reverse.
oversized kind of.
Yeah, you know the way you ever see those lads walk around town and they like you can tell they want to be a part of the Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
I'd say the Kangol hat is the equivalent of the people who want to be in Blur. That's what they wear.
Okay.
Yeah, they want to be Damon Albarn. They want to be that guy.
Mm.
That's why they wear it. So that's what the Kangol is.
Okay.
Yes. So speaking for a generation, that is what Kangol is. But actually, I have a question. For when you were 22, 23, did you have an idea of what you would be like when you were the age you are now?
No.
Yeah, I don't have an idea of what I would be like that.
I think I lived in the moment. Very much. I'd be looking in the rearview mirror all the time
Yeah.
instead of forward,
Yeah.
because you can control your thoughts on that. You know, you can summarize it, and you can kind of maybe learn from it, or maybe suffer with it. You know, like you drink because of a love you lost, or because of something that went wrong, or something you regret. I think it's a lot more accessible to think about the past. I never thought about. I would think about my parents when I remember when my dad turned 40. I went into mourning. I was so fucking upset. Like,
really?
Yeah, because I was like, oh my god, I can't believe my parents are getting older. It was more my parents I'd look at getting older, instead of thinking about getting there myself. And now I'm 3 years away from being 40 myself. But yeah, I never thought about what I'd be like. No, I don't think I did. You can imagine it, but it's very hard to.
Because I've found that I don't know what I'm going to be like in 10 years time. I have no clue. But I keep diaries. I've been keeping a diary since I was like 18. And I love looking back at them. I think I've written it's like 500 pages just about my life. It's so, like when you're doing it in the time, it feels really narcissistic, and you're like, oh yeah. But I notice that when I'm having the best time in my life, I don't write as much, because I'm not looking back to see what the problems were, because I'm enjoying the amount of time. I'm enjoying my life. But then whenever I'm going through like a tough spell, that's when I'm reflecting back. So like whenever things are bad, you always look back to see what the problem was. But whenever things are good, you're looking forward to see like what's next.
Yeah.
Which is really it is really interesting. And that's why I want to move to New York, really, is because when I started doing stand up, I had the same feeling. Where I didn't know what it could be for me, but I knew that I wanted to do it. And then I was writing about New York, and I was like writing about my fears and like my doubts about it. And I was really concerned. Like I was like this, like basically what I learned from it is that like I want if it works out, that's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario is I'm back to now. Like I'm back to where I am.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I okay with yeah, I'm fine with my life.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, there is no losing. It's like, yeah, that's the one thing where now I'm trying to learn. That's the one thing I think in my life that I'm trying to do best now, is I'm trying to learn how to fail.
Yeah.
And how to accept it instead of wallowing in it.
Yeah.
Because there's so many great people. There's so many people who are amazing at what they do, but they just get caught in. they get stuck in who they were, and then they never become someone who can do things.
Yeah.
Now that's a real fucking
Yeah.
that's a real minefield.
Yeah, and I think in relation to that, you're 22 now,
Yeah.
and I'm judging by you started your diary 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this was in the midst of COVID.
Yeah.
And you say that you write in your diary in hard times.
Yeah.
That was obviously a hard time. I mean, talk about not getting a head start into your adulthood. You're 16 years old.
Yeah.
And the world shuts down, basically. And there is fear and panic in the air. There's illness. There's division. There's madness. And you're 16. I mean, that should be the times that I look back on those times in my life really fondly, you know.
Yeah.
And I miss them. I miss my friends back then, and I miss being young back then, the freedom of it.
Yeah.
So for people your age, for that to happen, I can't even imagine. I mean, how that must have been.
It was at the start. Yeah, it was fun because you were like, "Oh, I'm missing school." Like I have a video on my phone of the day that the lockdown was announced.
And what year of school were you in? Fifth year.
I was in fifth year. Yeah, I was in the back end of fifth year, I think.
Right.
And then summer went by, and then started online in sixth year. Then went back into school. I think that's how it went. But like, I have a video on my phone of like everyone like celebrating, like people running down the corridor and being like, "Oh, fucking class, yeah, let's go."
Yeah.
And then, like the more obviously like throughout I think the summer was the hardest thing for me during COVID, because I had a so that's when I started getting like panic attacks, and like sort of like I'd never experienced them before. I didn't know what it was.
Panic attacks.
Yeah. So I thought when I was having a panic attack, I thought it was because of COVID, and I thought I was dying, and that's why I couldn't breathe, because I have asthma as well.
Right.
So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna die. Like if I get it, I will die. Basically, that was my thought. So I'd get panic attacks, and then I would think that I had COVID, even though I had not come in contact with anyone. So there was no possible way of me getting it. So then, but then it started to branch out into different things, where like there was one. This was like a horrific one. It was like the worst one I had, where it was like, I don't know how to describe it, but it was like I was reading this book called by this guy named Smedley Butler,
right,
called War is a Racket, and talks about the military-industrial complex and how it started back like age. I don't remember what year, but how it started basically. So I read that, and that's not it's not a fun read. And then I went to bed, and then I started thinking about the word steak, and I just had a panic attack about the word because I couldn't. It was so weird. Like it was just a weird experience.
16 years old, basically 16, 17.
Yeah, and but that was like that. So I had so many panic attacks during COVID.
Like when I was 16, my mother and father were having panic attacks, wondering where I was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, my parents knew exactly where I was. I was playing FIFA. That's exactly.
I mean, but just like a 16-year-old shouldn't be having panic attacks. It's not right. Talk about the weight of the world being on your shoulders. Literally, the world's shut down. You think you're dying because of this thing that's going around, and the fear has been absolutely stoked by the news as well, whipping fear into everybody. Oh my God, it was just.
That was a weird time, especially because considering like that you have the daily statistics coming out.
Oh.
And you're like, you're like saying how many people got infected, and then how many people died.
I know.
And you're like looking at it, but it's like that's not like.
But they could do that now with pneumonia, and it would be similar.
Yeah, but it's also like there's no process of mourning in that.
No.
You're turning people you're turning like actual lives into a statistic.
I know.
That I can look at, that I can base the world on.
I know.
And I'm like, that's messed up. Like I shouldn't. I understand why, and I understand why they put them up, because to like obviously you say the state of the country and not try bullshit the people, and I get that, but it's just a case of like you're watching all this and you're like, what? Like, what am I like? This is making me nervous. This is
Yeah.
making me go like it didn't help. But then going back, the weirdest thing was going back to school, and then there's that weird time where you'd go back and then they'd close and go back. Going back to school made me feel way better, even though you're around people, and there was no. I don't think there was a vaccine at that time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I fucking forget most of it. But going back to school and then being around people made it way better.
Yeah.
Made everything so much easier.
Mm.
For me anyway.
Yeah.
Which is like is weird. But that it was a weird time. I was trying to think about like, and then I started college at the back end of COVID as well, which was like everyone had to wear a mask
Yeah.
and social distance in classes, and then like nightclubs were only like open back up again,
Mm.
and then I remember like that was class though, going into nightclubs when you're like 18, and it's just out of COVID.
Yeah, well, I suppose going to your first nightclub just after the world's been shut down, pretty good feeling, I'd imagine.
Great feel.
Yeah,
Great feel.
like
Oh, it was I was enjoying it.
yeah, like I was drinking pints when I was 13 in Dundee, you know, in County Meath.
Fuck no.
Yeah. Now there would be a bit of lemonade in fairness, but
Oh, okay. You're
Yeah,
right, yeah.
it's
You had
like-
to drive.
yeah, I remember when 9/11 happened. For me, I was on my break from school. I was in first year, so I was 14. I'd just been in the bookies, backing a few greyhounds.
Yeah,
And,
we had very different.
One of my mates, yeah, in Cabra, and one of my mates was like, "Fucking hell, man! See New York's after blowing up." I was like, "What?
It's
Jesus!" And then it was like, "Yeah, is Mr. Gallagher in?" Yeah, fuck it.
yeah. Oh yeah. Could my day get any worse?
Who has the fun snaps? What are we doing today? Fun snaps, or is it stone in a snowball?
Yeah, you're trying to see which
Yeah.
form of
Yeah, it just like was nothing. And if you wanted to read the news, you just got the newspaper. You know what I mean? It wasn't.
Yeah.
Or you watched the 6 o'clock news. Imagine news now only being at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock,
That's
and then a newspaper there if you want it, and you pay for the newspaper. Compared to the access to news now.
but it's like that's a really weird thing where we were told in school to read the news like constantly, like always be aware of the news so you know what's going on in the world.
My God.
And then I understand why they like some teachers would promote that, but then it's also like you have
I don't understand why.
because they want kids to be informed about what's going on in the world.
Why?
Because they want them to form a critical like analysis of what's going on.
And what would be the source of news that they would there be a
It'd
source they tell you
it'd
to
be
check?
Like, so it'd be like BBC or like RT.
Okay.
So like they're not like trying to pass you onto like some Instagram post or something like that. But
So that's
and then
to me that's indoctrination.
it's
Because they are very selective about what news they give
I think it's
and what perspective they give on the news. And sometimes they're right, sometimes I don't know. I think it's very one-sided with them sometimes.
yeah, but it's like it's a what is it called? Applied epistemology. That's what they should teach in school, where you have to be critical about the streams that you're learning from, and that's where like echo chambers and echo bubbles
Yeah.
come from. Like you have to be aware of where you're getting your news from and where the what's on the backside of what you're receiving. Like how are you getting this, and the processes that you learn from. So like there's different I learned about this in college where there's different forms of discrimination within the news. So it's like there's things that people go through in life that they are unaware of because there's no label on what they're going through.
Yeah.
So they don't know that they're suffering, but they are. They're suffering from a system that like is above them. So for like historically, you could probably talk about like maybe the suffragette movement, like life before that,
Right.
they were going through it, and then obviously you'd have like the civil rights in like the in America. Like before that, they don't know. There's no label on what they're going
Yeah.
through. That's why it was. That's why you should learn. One of the best things for me when I was in school was learning about a poet named Langston Hughes. You ever heard this guy, Langston Hughes? Langston Hughes was a black poet in New York, and he would write. But it's not on the Leaving Cert. We just sort of picked him up when we were in school, learning about that, learning about like uh, colonial structures and how the repetitive patterns of it. That's so important. That everyone should learn that, because then that teaches you how systems can like sort of like abuse power. That's what you should learn about historically, and then how you can implement that into like how you process media these days. Like that's how I
But
try
do
to
we,
look
do we
at it.
not need to be careful about who wrote the book as well?
Yeah, but it's like
And that's a single perspective too. It
yeah,
doesn't make it right.
yeah. But I'm trying to think about like there's a book by Ralph Ellison called Invisible Man that talks about like there's like an opening scene in it that talks about he sees like it's basically like white people betting on black people in a betting ring, and they all like, and there's like an electrical floor. It's obviously like um it's it can be seen as like being hyperbolic,
Right.
but learning about that from like the black person's perspective in America, you can use that in your own life, and you can say like, okay, this is how the systems are built. I think every child should learn that. Like I don't think like of Mice and Men. Like what do you learn? What do you learn about a Mice and Men? Like
Um, I just read it and enjoyed it and got on with my life. I don't. I think you can't control where you were born or
yeah,
what family you're born into.
yeah,
So I think the cards that you're given in life, you can't take someone else's cards, and you can learn from stuff. But I ultimately think I'd be a lot more simplistic in my way of thinking. Maybe it's because I'm a bit older, but I trust my gut on things because
I
that's evolution to me. Is what my gut tells me, what my instincts tell me. When I look at something and I think bullshit, I'm gonna look into it maybe, but I can kind of smell bullshit from my own life experiences in the past.
yeah.
It gives me a good compass on what's right and wrong for me. I treat everyone well. I'm a nice person, and that's really all I can do. I don't really take on guilt from other people's pasts. Maybe that's narcissistic. Maybe it's sociopathic, but I refuse to take on guilt from other people's past because um, I, systems and stuff. I think if you're not happy with the system that we have now, then it's up to you to change it or do
Yeah.
something about it or become part of a movement to change it rather than taking on secondhand victimhood and using that to make other people feel guilty. I don't believe in that. And it sounds to me like that's what schools are doing. Maybe if they're getting you to read all these books about bad things that happened to people in the past, that's fair and we can learn from it. But I don't think we should have to take on that. It's not our fault. We weren't responsible for it. And I think for a better future, we should only be felt. You know, we need to build a better future without a doubt.
Yeah, but it's like I think that people I think you should have to learn about it. But it's not based on you shouldn't
Like learn about it, get angry, and then how does that help anyone?
I wouldn't like I don't think you should but it's like you're not trying to rage bait children into being this type of thing where like so like okay, if I use like my school for example, right?
Yeah,
My school was there was mostly it was real diverse. My year was quite diverse. So
right.
like there were like a lot of like Muslim students in the school, and then there was a lot of like there was Muslim and white basically predominant. I never experienced, but like in my year I'd say
Where did you go to school?
in Churchtown.
Churchtown in Dublin.
Yeah. So it was like, but it was like that was a great experience. Like I loved that.
Yeah,
But that's because I learned stuff firsthand, and then you could go into school, and then you could see like, for like okay, in Catholic brother schools, I'd say historically speaking, like W.B. Yeats heralded, right? Like just he's the bet. Like you sort of just suck upon his balls and ye mighty in despair
yeah.
that type of thing. I remember one class where everyone in the English class, they just kept calling W.B. Yeats gay.
Right.
They kept calling him gay, and it was hysterical because it was them. The teacher was so like he was a patron of WB. Like you just fucking loved him, and seeing kids in the class be like, no, like fuck you, like you're. They did. It wasn't. They were talking about W8s in the fact of like, you're just, you're not. We're not being critical on him. Like it's like WBH. if you look at him,
Yeah.
he's a weirdo.
Right.
He's a weird guy. Have you ever, you know about him and Maud Gone?
I just read his I loved his poetry.
Yeah, but it's like, have you ever read about him and Maud Gone? He basically stalked a woman for years, and then he stalked a woman for years, and then I think he tried to get with her daughter.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, okay, but like this is it's like, yeah, you can be good at the forms of it, and that's fine. Like you can be good at the poems. Like, he has a poem called "Wild Swans Are Cool." That's a great poem.
Yeah.
Love that poem. And it talks about loneliness, that stuff. But it's like
The Lake Isle of Innisfree.
yeah, but it's like you have to. People are so diverse. Like not people are so diverse, but people are so multifaceted that you have to be able to at one point be like, yeah, the poetry is good, but also like what he was doing was like he wasn't he's not. You have to humanize these people. You can't sort of put them on a pedestal and learn. That's what we should teach kids. That everyone is human.
Yeah, well, I would more so be like teaching people how can you be as good as them then? Be your best self, like, rather than looking back. I don't know, like.
This is another example. In the same classroom, he had pictures up of Bob Dylan and the Beatles, right? Then in one class, he said he was like, oh, he didn't like Phil Lynott. And he was really critical about Phil Lynott. He was saying like, oh no, he's a junkie.
Right.
You've Bob Dylan and the Beatles on the wall.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Right.
How are you idolizing these people? Like, it was like WBH was a pagan who believed in some fucked up shit, and he wanted Maud Gone's daughter. That's a bit creepy. If someone was doing it now, that you'd be like, oh, Woody Allen, right? And then the Beatles, like, they were all like the John Lennon, Ringo said they're not saints. They're not good guys.
No.
Then Bob Dylan. Like, Bob Dylan, I think he did some weird stuff as well, but it's like, but then he was really critical of Phil Lynott.
Yeah.
Personally, why I think that is, like, you can say that it is because maybe he was, because Phil Lynott was black, but I think it was more so the fact that Phil Lynott was Irish, and that there's that innate Irish thing to, if someone is put up on a pedestal, and because Phil Lynott was quite contemporary in the time, that you needed to be critical on him to knock him down, and it's like, why? It's like, Phil Lynnott's a cool guy. It's like,
very talented, brilliant singer, great music.
I've been getting into it.
Yeah.
It's a great story about Phil Lynott. He so you know that song Sarah, that's written about his daughter, right? Or Sarah in version 3, that's written about his daughter, and that's the hit. He also had another daughter named Kathleen, and his wife was like, you have to write one about her as well. You can tell in that song. It's like, it's not as good as Sarah.
Right.
It's not, but it's just like,
yeah.
It's just it's just a nice little fun thing.
Yeah.
But
do you feel like you have to just we're all clambering for path to, like, who in the modern day do you think is there as a role model or to admire, like, now in 2026 for a 22-year-old Irishman? Who do you think there is modern day to admire or to look up to? Like, if you had the Beatles back in the 70s, 60s, 70s, whatever, if you had I guess we had wrestlers, back in the Attitude Era. Like, I loved Stone Cold and The Rock, and I wanted to be like them.
then
or we had whoever it was, movie stars and stuff. Like, who is it in 2026 that a guy or girl in
I went through the same
the modern
thing,
day has to look up to, or who do you admire?
But like, when I was a kid, I loved CM Punk.
Yeah,
he was my guy.
Right.
Where it was like, but I loved how, like, his pipe bomb was a big thing for me when I was a kid, where he just dismantled the entire, like, company basically, and he was like, oh, you're just Vince McMahon's golden boy.
Yeah.
Like, you get everything in this industry. I've worked as hard as you, but I can't get anything because I'm the one who says this type of thing. And then, actually, I remember when I was a kid. So CM Punk's main thing is being straight edge, where no drinking, no smoking, no doing drugs. And when I was a kid, my uncle accidentally poured a pint over my head, and I burst out in tears because I was like, CM Punk's gonna hate me.
Right.
I've been soiled. It's basically.
No way.
Yeah.
It's that strong.
Yeah. I love CM Punk. He was amazing.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if,
like, who is there now? Like, which.
Is there, like, what, like, is there,
music wise, who's the band now? Who's the movie star?
I'd say, like, Fontaine's is probably...
Yeah.
I'd say people like everyone loves Fontaines, but I hate like I hated Fontaines when I was like 18. It was only like 4 years ago. I hated because the lead singer, his the lead singer, I was like, oh, he's putting on a fake Dublin accent in the song. If you ever listen to the song, like the songs where it's just like, oh, this is just like fuck, like it sounds like working class tokenism, where he's just being like toyar on toyar on toyar on toyar, and
Yeah.
it's like shut the fuck up, like stop it. You're just like selling something to people here. That's just whatever. People love Fontaines. Geese, they're a new big band.
Okay.
People love Geese. Um, and then like actors, people love Timothy Chalamet now.
He is like the latest,
But
the modern day sort of Brad Pitt kind of Tom Cruise.
the thing that I think people love
Is he?
about him now, yeah, I think it's on now. But I think the thing that people love about him now is after that speech he gave for The Complete Unknown. I think,
Great movie that.
yeah, it's great. Yeah, and then the whole his speech though, what the main thing that people loved about it was that he was talking about ambition. He was talking about like I'm being humble, but also like I want to be one of the greatest actors to ever do it. I think that made people love him
Right.
because it was just a thing of being like, yeah, I can be gracious in the moment, but like I want to be like I want to be the best actor I can be.
Yeah.
And that's great. I think that's a great example for people to follow, where it's like you can be humble in the moment, but also have aspirations of being like the best.
I think it's
Yeah, that's like the best thing.
a good attitude to have for a stand-up comedian as well.
Oh yeah, because it's
Yeah.
well, it's like, because it's also like I notice sometimes whenever I get too comfortable in stand up, I feel like I get like an ego about me, and then I'm like, okay, that's when something should change.
Yeah.
That's when I need to start like failing, like doing more new bits, and failing and being like, yeah, no, you still need to learn. Like still, there's so much you don't know yet. That's the thing I love about stand up though.
Yeah.
That failing is data. That's all it is.
Yeah, and I mean, going back to the thing about the past, I mean, I think stand-up comedy is a good example of it, in that I can't learn from the mistakes that you make on stage.
Yeah.
I can only learn from my own mistakes and improve from my own mistakes.
Yeah.
I can look at you on stage or any stand-up and go, yeah, I might not want to do that. But
Yeah.
ultimately, it's us that has to put it into action in our lives if you want things to change. Like talking about systems and talking about all that sort of stuff, I think should just drive us to live in a better way and to treat people better if you think there's injustice, and protest and do all that stuff.
But that's
Do
actually
you know what I mean?
that's
I
I'd
think
say
talk is very cheap. That's what I'm saying.
it is, yeah.
Action is where it's at.
But it's what is it? It's I wouldn't say that I have a role model right now. Like I would say it's obviously like you look up to like your family members and obviously what they do for you and how they do things and how they support you. Like yeah, look up to my family. But I would say historically, like the one person who was a teenager who was just obsessed with was a comedian in the 60s called Lenny Bruce.
Lenny Bruce.
Yeah, you know, so I read his book, listened to all his like specials. Everything I can get about him I listened to and watched, because he was the first comedian of his own kind, where it used to be all about the Catskills, where he'd go up to this place, this like retreat, and everything was real quippy and like sort of. Lenny Bruce was the first comedian that I watched where I was like, oh, he has a problem. Like he has a problem he's trying to like solve.
Oh yeah.
He's trying to do something, and then he obviously so he had a lot of legal trouble, and he was also like a drug addict and all that type of thing. But he had legal issues about obscenity, sorry, and so he couldn't say certain things on stage, and he couldn't talk about certain things on stage. And I think one of the like nowadays it doesn't sound like the most world breaking bit, but at the time, like it's probably one of my favorite bits of stand up.
Yeah.
Where it's the bit is called two as a preposition, come as a verb, right? Where he basically he goes on stage with a gong, right? And then he's basically saying basic human sentences, and then the crowd are the people that are making it dirty, right? So he's talking in a grammatical way, and he's saying to as a preposition, come as a verb. To come, did you come? And then he hits the gong intermittently, right? And he says, did you come to? Are you coming? Are you coming with me? Right? And this type of thing. He's like, I hope you come. And all this type of thing. It's obviously a sexual manner. But he said that one bit is amazing because he's basically saying that I'm not the problem here. What you're like, your system, the legal system that you're putting on me is is not reflective of the society that it's living.
Yeah.
Is not reflective of them at all.
Mm.
So then, it's like, okay, the crowd is thinking like him. He's the one saying basic human sentences. Yeah. That's like the best bit. If I could ever write anything that comes close to that. But that's I have another thing about censorship though, where it's like some of the greatest pieces of literature and like art of all time were based under intense censorship. Like Ulysses, there's so much stuff in Ulysses that couldn't get by censors. But Joyce had to rework them into a way that could slide under the censor. But if you read it correctly, you could understand it completely what he was saying.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. That's what I love.
But there was a Alexander Solzhenitsyn, the Gulag Archipelago.
Yeah, the Gulag Archipelago.
That was something that only came out later as well, that he wrote in there. That was totally censored. Yeah. Unbelievable. Stuff like that can really inspire though as well. You're right, there's a lot of inspiration to be had.
Going back to Ireland, the film The Graduate. Have you ever seen that film?
Heard of it.
With Dustin Hoffman. But there's a scene in it where this is about Ireland, but there's a scene in it came out I think in like I don't know what year it came out, but there's a scene in it where the entire movie is basically him trying to find love, and then at the end he runs away. Spoilers, but it's been out for age. He runs away with the bride. She's about to get married to another guy. He breaks it up. They run away, and then everyone's trying to fight him. And then he takes a cross off the wall in the church, and he runs out the door with her, and then he puts it through the handle, so he locks them inside the church with the cross.
Right.
Like implying, that you're locked in a prison of your own sort of mental thought there. But that scene was cut out in the Irish version of the film.
Oh.
That scene where he locks him in, that was cut out supposedly, because obviously. But it's also religion. I think Monty Python and The Life of Brian was banned here.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, which is like one of the best comedy movies of all time.
Yeah, they definitely had that was ridiculous. So that's the whole reason my father Ted went with Channel 4 rather than RTE.
Yeah, Channel 4.
Because there was, but at that time, when you go back to that time, I guarantee that most people would have agreed with banning Father Ted in Ireland because the church was seen as a sacred thing then.
Yeah.
And people loved the church and it was their community, and it was like, no, don't slag it, because they didn't know what was to come, the revelations that were to come at the time.
I actually, I didn't grow up in Father Ted.
Oh yeah.
I know people my age did watch it, but I never watched it. It was on, but just like didn't care because it was already like the job was done really. Yeah. Like I watched Black Books more.
Dylan Moran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dylan Moran was like, I think he's in my opinion he's like the best Irish stand-up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, growing up, when I was watching Dylan Moran, I was like, he's unbelievable. I still think he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Even though,
tortured soul, genius.
He was in a film. It's called A Film with Me in it.
Oh.
It's David O'Doherty, Dylan Moran, and Dylan Moran's brother. David O'Doherty's brother.
Right.
David O'Doherty's brother directed it and filmed it.
Cool.
So it was on RTE, but it's basically feels like a Samuel Beckett play as a movie. It's really fun. It's really like the first part of it's really funny, and then sort of like loses its legs around the back half.
Yeah.
Just gets to like you just get lost in it a little bit. But that's an amazing movie. I'd watch that. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. So what I'm gathering is that there's not much. There's some good modern stuff being made, but generally the best stuff is behind us.
Yeah.
With regards comedy and with music and everything.
Well, it's like
so a lot of younger people look back for the classics. There's nothing really going on.
I would say it's more so a case of that the classics stick out.
Yeah.
There's obviously shit made then.
Yeah, of course.
There was so much shit probably made then. But the classics obviously stick out. So yeah, we're gonna go through years where there will be shit movies, and there's not gonna be like a one of one album that comes out, because that's that greatness only comes about once in a while, you know. So I'd say like I'd be more, but also I'm very optimistic. I think so. Yeah. Like I'd be like, oh yeah, something great will happen.
Yeah. One thing that popped into my mind there was like, think of the newspapers and that thought of. I remember walking. I used to like when I was an electrician, on the sites you'd go in and we'd get our paper with lunch, paper, chicken roll, crisps, bar.
Yeah.
That's how we did it. No coffees back then.
No.
No. And then yeah, you'd get your paper. One would get the Sun, one would get the Mirror. Then you swap.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, unreal.
Ah.
Yeah. It would be much the same stuff. Even back then, when I see newspapers now and back then, it's always, especially now, something terrible at the front. Always
Yeah.
bad news. What's the worst news we can find? And let's put that on the front of the paper. Whereas when I see the papers in the movies from the old days, it'll be like Bob Dylan smashes another world record or something, with his hit.
And you're like,
this movie Jaws breaks the box office.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, But now it's just the news has now centered around political stuff,
I'd say it's
and fear sells,
yeah. That's there's a great quote.
and misery sells, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it's all.
We don't celebrate stuff anymore.
But everything is commercial now. I think. Like I watched this great video on people talk about art and how art is like Rick Rubin and these type of people where like they sort of promote, like they preach to the choir about this type of thing. Like I don't particularly like Rick Rubin. You know Rick Rubin?
Yeah, he's a really famous music
But it's
producer.
like yeah, but it's like you get to sit there and look like the wizard from Shrek 3
Yeah,
and preach this whole thing about creativity when you're success. Like it's like you're literally sitting in a world. You're sitting like you're basically the king of creativity.
this
and then
this
you're
would be
looking
really
down.
funny now if I also look like the wizard from Shrek 3.
No, he has a longer beard. But he gets to be the king of creativity while sitting in his ivory throne and his ivory
Yeah.
tower of fucking like of riches and this type of thing. And then you get to promote the young creators like, oh yeah, no, like don't think about the money at all and this type of thing. This all happened, but it's like shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because like the what's that painting that's on the ceiling? Very famous painting. In Italy. In the Sistine Chapel.
The Sistine Chapel painting. It's like of the 12 Apostles, is it?
Yeah, that one. I think so.
Is the Last Supper?
I think yeah, maybe.
Is that the painting?
But it's like people talk about these great works of art back in the day, and then they act like it was they act like it was a vocation.
Yeah.
It's like no, he was getting paid for that. He was told to make this.
Yeah.
He was told to make it, and he fucking broke his back for years trying to make this fucking painting. And it's like that's the thing that I don't like about creativity. People sell creativity like it's a people are telling people to be creative and selling it now, and it's like
Yeah.
and acting like it's not a commercial.
Well, people are commodified now, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
But I think that's because I say my generation are definitely commodified. I think everyone is selling themselves in some certain degree. There's some great quote about like, once you find out what people's wants are, you understand why they do things way better. Like you understand them way more. You're like, what do they want? And like, that's basically how they became who they are. But like, there's a great. I think from my generation, Instagram, Facebook, like social media, what it's taught people is that they can try to control their perception. They can try and manifest who they can be online so people can look at them in a certain way. And you're way more in control of that because it's external, it's something outside of you than like in-person contact with people. Like I know loads of people in my generation don't put anything up online because they want to maintain this sort of like nonchalant, mysterious identity.
Well, I mean, that was the norm. I mean, we all basically have double lives now. This one and the one online. We're living a double life. And you never lived in a world where you didn't have a double life, basically.
I think
as an adult.
I've never lived a life where I was unaware of being perceived
By other people at any time on a platform.
But I'm also a very self-conscious person. Like,
well, there's no wonder.
Yeah, so I don't think it helps people. But it's like I remember when
like you could be someone looking at your profile right now while you're sitting here, perceiving you.
Hopefully. But
the DMs are open.
Please. No, that's But
we never had to worry about that. Surely there's an underlying anxiety in that.
Yeah, there's like, well, like you go on like dates and stuff. Like I've never gone on a date where I met someone online and then like been like, oh, like let's meet up. I've never done that.
You never met an online date?
No, never.
Cool.
But that's just like,
I think I've invited the wrong Gen Z guy onto the show here. You're too cultured and intelligent. It's not,
that's not.
you're actually
no,
more intelligent than me, like, so. It's
no,
like,
no,
yeah, I'll tell you something, Gen Z boy, and then it's like, all right, you're actually really smart.
no.
What are we learning here, like?
No, no, no. But I think it's not our case of like.
No, but you are though. You're a very intelligent. You're a very intelligent young man.
Yeah, fucking woo.
Do you ever feel patronised by older people?
In
And where does it happen?
no,
Do you feel like people are generally like, you never saw the real world, you grew up on the internet?
I
Do
think
people express that to you in day-to-day life?
that like I don't.
Does it exist?
I don't think. I don't experience that a lot. But I think once I feel like if someone approached me with that mentality, like, oh, you're a fucking fool, like you don't understand anything about the world. I wouldn't like.
You never went to Chartbusters?
Yeah, what is that? What's Chartbusters?
You, don't tell me.
No, never.
You've never heard of it?
No, Chartbusters.
Chartbusters?
No,
Extravision?
no. Oh well, I know extra. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Same kind of idea as that's shocking now.
No, I know Extravision.
Chartbusters, you never heard of it?
No clue. No concept of it. No.
It was Extravision with different branding and a bit more space.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
No, I was a big.
I always thought Extravision felt a bit too cramped. Chartbusters, you could really browse.
No, Extravision was the fast food of browsing.
I think so.
Yeah.
Chartbusters was more of like a Marks and Spencers of renting out videos and
Yeah.
video games. Extravision was like Tesco or something.
I remember going into Extravision and just having like the best time. Just like looking at all the rental video games.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fucking beautiful.
So you got that at least.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got that part. That was
Yeah.
that was wonderful.
Yeah.
And then now you can't even do that.
Mm.
That's another thing that's fucking annoying. You can't go into a game shop anymore and look around for games and be like, oh, I might get that,
Yeah.
because you just sit at home and be like, oh, yeah, I can just do it. I like the ritual of going in.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
was amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you go for the pre-owned ones.
Yeah.
Great time.
Did I interrupt you there with the Chartbusters thing? What were you saying?
No, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, like I don't get a lot of people who like. There's not a lot of people who come up to you and be like, "Oh, you're young. Let me tell you something about life, kid." And it's like, but it's also like I understand. I know in comedy, for instance, like being young is great because it's like, oh, you get to, you get to experience so much, and it's also like if you do stand up internationally, I think you get to meet the people who live there, so you get to understand the culture more so than being a regular. Like you're not just a regular tourist. You get to actually see how life is like over there, or see what the scene is like. But like, I think being young. So let's say it's like stand up is what I'm just gonna base it on, because it's like I started stand up when I was just. I started stand up when I was 19. Was it 19?
Similar time to me, I think you started.
Yeah.
Three something years ago.
Yeah, it would be 3 years. Sorry, so I was probably turning 20. Yes, so I started March 2nd.
Right.
2.5 years ago, whatever it was. Sorry, no, yeah, near 3 years ago. So being young and stand up is funny because you're like, I'm 3 years in, and then you have people who are older than you, who are just starting.
Like me.
Yeah, but it's like we started at the same time,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like you're a great comedian, so like it's different dynamic entirely. But there's people who are older than me who are just starting, and that's a really weird dynamic because you're like I feel like you know more about life than like definitely, but I feel like I'd be able to help you. I feel like I'd be able to help you write a little bit. Like I'm not saying like I'm not some genius, but I'll be able to, I know something more than you.
Yeah.
In this field, which is really
Like, I think anyone can inject a bit of fresh perspective into anything once you're self-aware enough and
that's what stand-up is, though, isn't
intelligent
it?
enough. Yeah, it's your own. You're kind of, if you feel like there's some part of your own life or your own
I have a
opinion
question.
that you can, yeah.
So, because I have this theory about stand-up, right, where I think it's about the first 30 seconds that you go on stage the most important, because it's the audience immediately like perceiving, like their first thing of you is
First
that
impression.
yeah, is what you look like. It's just a fact of like life, really. So I've always had this thing because when I was younger, I used to love political comedians. I used to love like Russell Howard, who had his like show Good News, and then going back further like Lenny Bruce and George Carlin, Richard Pryor, all them. But the more I get into stand up, the more I'm like, do I want to hear about what I want to say about what young people say about politics? Like, do I really? It's like, if I was an audience member and I paid a ticket, I paid like 15 quid, and then I see some young fella go on stage and sort of berate me about politics, I'm like, I'd be like, fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know anything about life. You'd immediately like undercut it. There is the thing of, if it's funny enough, it'll work. That's true. But it's also a case of like, I can't go into like grave detail about like stuff online and like stand up show because the crowd's gonna be older than me. They will like, the crowd's gonna be older than me. They're gonna have different life experiences. I can't sort of be like, oh, you know how fucking shit it is. It's like, yeah. It's like you don't want to hear about me talk about politics.
Yeah.
What's in it for you?
Yeah.
Like, what is in it for you? It's
No,
like,
you're dead right. And I think part of it is that the general consensus and people's online feeds are saturated with political stuff. So that's basically what they're going into the comedy club to escape.
yeah,
They want a release from that, and I think the more prominent something is in the news or in daily life, the more that a comedian's take on it has to be very unique and very funny for it to
Yeah.
not make you go, what the fuck, it's fuck off, like. I
there's
don't want to hear about that.
There's so much.
Who are you to tell me that?
Yeah, and it's like, there's a great,
So I think you're dead right on that, yeah.
you know, Steve Martin.
Mm.
So I think Steve Martin was huge, and the reason why he became huge was because he was so absurd in this material.
Yeah.
Because they needed that. Like, the people at the time needed a break from that. I think it was just after Vietnam.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
So they needed a break from the strain of like that world.
Yeah.
Whereas now I see comedians going more into that world, and it's like the best thing I got, one of the best compliments I got from an audience member was I was hosting the show in Stitches once, and like I like, it was a fun show, it was a great show. It's probably like maybe like 30 people in the room hosting the show, and he came up to me afterwards and he was like, he was from Miami, and then he was like, oh, you should do the Miami Improv, and he didn't know how big of a thing, because I've seen like clips from the Miami Improv, and he didn't know how big of a thing that was for me, but he was literally like, you keep it silly, like it's fun when you're on stage. You're not trying to tell me anything, you're trying to make it fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was a big thing for me. That sticks with me. So I was like, oh yeah. I was like, thank you. I was like, I felt so validated in what I was doing.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to like, I don't know, be like, like, I can't hate people. Like, it's like, no, we're gonna make the same mistakes. It's like, young people always come into the world with the perception that they're gonna be the ones that fix it. Everyone has thought that all the time, that they're gonna fix it. No, you have to reconcile with the past, but like, have fun with the future. Like, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
Don't. It's like, I can't blame people for how they think. Like, I've uncles that like come down and say wild shit, and but like, I know people that come down and they'll say wild shit that I don't agree with, but it's like, I understand why you think that, because you came from a completely different thing to me.
Yeah. And someone will say the same to you in 20 years' time.
Yeah, but it's like, people
about the way you think now.
I get into full blown arguments with people about stand up.
Yeah.
Because we approach
people be like, you're slagging my brain chip, right? But you don't know.
Yeah. I saw you do the robot in a nightclub.
You had a phone.
Yeah.
You're a dinosaur. Like, don't comment on my brain chip.
Yeah, my brain chip has exploded. I get into
it helped with my fertility.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love that, actually. I'd love a brain chip right now to help me with my fertility.
But that's what I mean. In 20, 30 years' time, it will have just shifted to some other fucker sitting here, you sitting there.
Yeah.
And then it's like them saying to them, what about then? And I'm not saying the past was better or worse. You know, it's just I'm trying to bridge the gap between the old millennial and Gen Z generation here.
I think from what I think, actually this is a WPS go, I think.
That's my Martin Luther King moment, bridging the gap between millennials and Gen Zs. I hope we're doing it here, you know.
Yeah, but I think it's all. I think people are always the same, and I think they repeat the same patterns over and over again. But it's about being aware of that people do that, so that you can therefore that's how you stop it.
Mm.
Don't, you know, what is my favorite, Jordan Peterson, you know, whenever he like talks, he has a word, he has like coin phrases, and he loves saying the word ideologue. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? An ideologue is just someone that believes in an ideology.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and then I was like, I studied English or creative writing in college, and it's like we're supposed to be taught. You're taught critical theory in these classes. You're taught how oppressive systems work and how you're supposed to acknowledge them and how you're supposed to use that in your life in order to be aware of the life of the thing around you. But then you see people like being like sort of repeating the same patterns, and you're like, we had a class on this. What are you doing? Like, are we serious right now?
Mm.
I'd go in and take the piss out of like I thought the entire thing was a piss take, to be honest. Like it was. I had a creative writing class, and I went in. I was late, and I was wearing funky pants, right? And my my professor was American, and she did not like me, because my form of me being creative is me taking the piss out of something. That's my fun.
Right.
Is being like, oh yeah, that's fucking bullshit because of this reason, that reason, whatever. Being antagonistic towards something, that's how I have fun, like. And she made me wipe the whiteboard, right? So then I was wiping it, and she's like teaching the class, so I had to wipe it, and I did a little bow behind it, and I was like, but it's me telling her to fuck off, basically. And I basically wrote this entire thing for my final thing, and she wrote in my like additional comment, she was like, I'd highly recommend that you do a different course in college, because this doesn't seem to be your thing. She could be right, but in my mind I was like, nah, I'm coming at it from a different perspective. And then I had a class next semester with a different tutor, and they loved it, and they were like, oh yeah, no, keep doing it. And I was like, haha, la-di-da.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's the same, it's all the same every time. That's what I get.
Yeah, well, there's probably an ego thing for tutors, like, I'll get them to believe my thing, you know.
She told us to go out and touch grass.
Yeah.
She seriously.
The first one or the second one?
First one. She told us to go out and touch grass, and then come back in and write a poem about it. And I was like, my poem,
literally?
Yeah. So I seriously, on God, you're paying like $3,000 to go to college for this person to go out and tell you to touch grass and perceive life.
Yeah.
And then go back in, and then I think I wrote something about the bus that went by instead, because I was like, that's what caught my eye.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck you. And then it's like this bullshit. Like,
yeah.
Can't teach creativity.
Right. So I'm gonna go into a few quick fire questions now for you.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But before I do that, I just want to say, if you're watching or listening on Spotify, please follow and rate 5 stars. That would be great. Really helps the podcast. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, anywhere, just do what you can. If you could like and subscribe and share on YouTube. You're listening on Apple, rate 5 stars, all that stuff. Thank you. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. We're just going to go into a few quick fire questions now.
Okay.
That I've imagined up.
Okay, let me see how quick fire I can really.
Let's see. Doesn't have to be too quick fire.
Okay.
There's a few points we've covered here already. Okay, so first one. So these are questions for a 22-year-old man in today's society.
Okay.
Do you do therapy? And what do you think of therapy?
I've tried it. Yeah. It's too expensive for it's like costs like 80 quid for an hour, and then you tell me that I was paying 80 quid for an hour, and then it was like the one I went to would cost 80 quid, and it was like behavioral therapy. Everyone promotes it, and then you're like therapy is for people who can afford it, and people who need therapy can't afford it.
It's a good point.
It's an industry it's another industry that's built on self-improvement, but then they tell you that you're never done improving. So basically, it's a industry that can only continue. It's therapy, and therapy, taxes, and funerals probably the greatest industries to get into, because people keep dying, people have to pay tax, and people will always need to be better. So it's like
So and barbers.
Well, you can do that yourself.
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh, actually, no. The last guess was, but you need barbers.
Yeah,
you need barbers.
Cornerstone of the community.
Yeah,
Check out the episode with the barber.
Yeah,
Couple of
yeah.
episodes
You do
back.
need barbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
You need
great.
barbers
Darragh
and
Smith.
comedians as well. You need comedians.
Yes.
Because you can't make yourself laugh because then you look psychotic.
And podcasts.
And podcasts.
Yeah.
And water.
Water, yeah. Golden sharks. Alright. Okay. Here, another question. How did you get into vaping? Was it a cigarette substitute?
No.
Or did you just get into a trend of it? And what's your opinion on it? Do
Do
you think it's harming you?
Yeah. But I think I got into vaping because I got into vaping in college, in second year in college. First, so yeah. To impress a girl, I think.
Really?
Yeah. And then I was to impress a girl. Yeah, I was like, I want to try it, and then I tried it, and then I was like, oh, this is pretty fun. But it's like, I actually stopped having panic attacks after vaping. That could be coincidental, or that could be like I just always have something to take my mind off
Okay.
of shit. So then I vape. Yeah.
So you started to impress a girl?
Started to impress a girl, and now it's impressing no one.
She's gone.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Big time. But then it's like,
Didn't work.
what I've actually seen people now
Was
do,
she impressed?
by my chutzpah more so than my mango ice, I think.
What's a chutzpah?
It's like your confidence, like your bravado, maybe.
Yes.
Um,
I love that word.
it's a great word.
Thank you for that
Chutzpah.
word.
Yeah, chutzpah.
Sounds very Jewish.
It is. It's
Nice.
Yiddish, I think. Or Hebrew. But you know,
Doff the amica to you.
yeah. Thank you. Or goy. Do you know what a goy is? A goy is someone that is not
A man from the south side?
a goy. Are you going to get a Heineken with
What
a
is
goy? It's someone who's like outside of the Hebrew faith.
Okay.
Yeah, Hebrew faith.
So we are that.
Yeah, we're goys. Yeah, we're good goys.
This was supposed to be like a millennial educating Gen Z. God's sake, Darragh.
No,
Why are you so intelligent, man?
I'm not. I'm
you
not.
are.
No, I know.
You're so knowledgeable.
Vaping is quite fun though. I highly recommend. I've seen
Okay.
people go from vaping to smoking.
Oh,
Yeah, because smoking is like they do it less, so it gets you off vaping. And then people pop zins now. Zins, there's no.
does vaping give you bad breath? Like smoking?
No, what you get tonsil stones, and they give
Oh,
you bad
jeez.
breath. Yeah.
Tonsil stones?
Yeah. I've
From
coughed-
vaping?
Yeah, I've coughed
Oh,
a few of them
God.
up, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, those are bad. Yeah. Because you just get an ache in your throat and you're like, what the fuck is this? And then you
Oh.
just start coughing them out.
What does the stone look like?
It's like a yellow, like, sort of tiny thing. And if you smell it, you know exactly that's the thing that causes bad breath. But thankfully, I don't really
Is
get
that like popcorn lung?
no.
Tonsil stone?
Yeah, tonsil stone, popcorn lung.
These
nacho
are all the
foot.
new generation diseases.
Yeah, the diseases: nacho foot, popcorn lung.
Instagram thumb.
Yeah.
Tinder
Coke,
thumbs.
Coke crown. Yeah, it's stuck like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love vaping. But
Okay.
like, I'll probably kick it at some point.
Yeah.
I'll get help.
Very addictive though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like, you know,
Yeah.
you got your flavors, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, it's like I used to smoke back in my day.
Yeah, I'm gonna be talking.
They
Like
vape now.
I'm gonna be talking like an android in the future, being like,
Yeah.
keep off that cherry ice. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be like.
All right. So if you were a '90s kid, okay, you like the looking back at the old cultures,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So if you were a '90s kid, let's put you in America.
Yeah.
Let's put you in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a jock? Are you a bully? Are you an emo? Are you a nerd? Are you a cheerleader?
I think I try.
Are you a
it.
quarterback? Are you a linebacker? What are you? What's your group?
I'm a
in the-
safety. I think I would try them all out.
Oh,
I think I'd try jump around, see which one is best fit for me. But then I'd know I'd be in the group, and then I'd be like, this is fucking stupid. I'd be like, why are we all wearing the same jacket? This is weird. And then if I was an emo, I'd probably be like, oh, look at the mohawk. It's shit. It's a shit mohawk. I'm not going to be fucking doing that.
where do you think you would have ended up though? Ultimately? School shooter.
I've gotten that. Yeah, that was one. That's a fun one. No, it's not a fun one. For my visa, that's not a fun one. I don't like that. I don't support it. I would like to be like Ferris Bueller or Cameron in Ferris Bueller.
Okay.
Those are the people who I'd like to be.
Okay.
Cameron, I definitely relate with way more though.
Who's Cameron?
In Ferris Bueller's Day Off, you ever seen that film?
Years ago.
Oh, Cameron, he just wallows in self-pity the entire film.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, I'm so sad. And then Ferris Bueller's having the best time of life. I'd say I'm like one of the two
Okay.
on any day you catch me.
Right.
And if I'm anyone else in that movie, it's not me.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're trying them all out, and
Yeah.
ultimately you're not going for any of them.
Yeah, I'd say this isn't for me.
Okay.
I don't.
None of them are for you.
No.
I
I try them. I'd have
I'm an
fun.
individual.
Yeah, we are all individuals.
Okay.
Yes.
Good stuff. How do you find your music? How do you find your new bands? Who's the last band you discovered? Do you have any recommendations for good music for
Geese?
everyone now?
I recommend Geese.
Coming hot off the shelf from the Gen Z.
Geese is quite good.
Geese.
Yes.
Check out Geese, everybody. That's what Gen Z are listening to these days.
They actually, yeah, that's probably
Is Geese pretty popular amongst
yeah
Gen
they're
Z
actually
at the
getting
moment?
really popular now.
And who's what is that a band?
Yeah.
Is
It's a band, and then they're
what's the genre?
it's sort of indie.
Indie.
Yeah,
Good.
I listen to them.
That's good.
But it's like if you look at like
Good
the
sign
last-
for the future.
I was listening to like Devon Shamel,
Okay.
which sounds like he's just sort of smells of Devon. He's like does like blue, like sort of modern blues. He's
Right.
quite nice. That's quite
Devin
good.
Shamel.
But like I was listening to like Thin Lizzy, The Doors,
Yeah. But right now, Geese.
Geese. Yeah, I'd
They're out
say
now.
Geese.
They're a modern band.
Yes.
They're releasing music.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And then is there? Yeah, I'd say Geese is probably the newest one. That's probably quite big.
All right,
But also,
check out Geese.
Oh, Alice
folks.
Phoebe Lou. Listen to Alice
Yeah.
Phoebe Lou. She's quite good for when you want to have a little sad time. Also, funny that I haven't looked at my phone the entire time,
Yeah.
considering.
Yeah. So I think this one might answer. So I have two more little questions for you. You say that a lot of people your age, early 20s, are emigrating now.
Yeah.
Where is the location now for young Irish people to go and emigrate? Is there one place? It used to be Australia back in the early 2010s.
Still Australia, I think.
Still Australia.
Yeah, definitely.
Things are still kind of booming over there.
Yeah. Like I know a lot of my older sister's generation, they all like loads of them moved over to Australia for jobs.
What age is she?
28.
Right, so that's in between you and me, kind
Yeah.
of. So people your age are still going there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So Australia's still the place to go.
But it's like no one can get jobs here. Like
Yeah.
they don't like it. Just doesn't.
Yeah.
No one can get jobs that they want here.
Mm.
Like they can be a door-to-door salesman for phone watch. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty good. But like no one's. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I'd say. But like it's like I'm going to America because,
New York is comedy,
yeah,
and you love comedy.
yeah. I want to, but it's like
Comedy leads the way for you. I can tell you're obsessed.
yeah, yeah. But it's like I was talking to someone about it, and then they were like, "Oh, but the scene in London's better." And it's like, yeah, but like,
Bringers.
yeah. But it's also like I know for a fact that I'm not in a position to be selling tickets now. Like
Yeah.
I don't have like that's not what I'm going over for.
I can't understand bringer shows in London. It really pisses me off. I know they have their reasons, but comedians are loners in general.
Yeah.
I don't go to London with a load of my friends. I don't have friends in London that are available to go to shows with me.
But it's like
So that means I can't perform. Like bringer shows are where you have to bring people
yeah.
to the show to do the show to perform.
But it doesn't make they
Fucking
add
hate it.
in loads of stipulations just to make sure that they have a crowd because it's probably a new night and they're just insecure.
Yeah, market the thing then. Like
Yeah,
every other
that's-
place,
that's
like
what you're-
America and Ireland, and what we have to do to sell tickets, get people in. Don't be a lazy fucker.
Yeah.
Don't make bringer shows. Just market the show properly. And if it doesn't work, then try a different show or try it somewhere else. Bringer shows are a load of bollocks.
But it's like they are.
Yeah.
But I have theories about the industry as a whole. Like for instance, like New York, I want to go over there because that's the birthplace of it. Really, like that's where the whole industry came from, and I want to work in the industry and I want to know about it. So like for me, this point in my life is all just education.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not. Like I keep getting told to like put stuff online, and it's like but I like dabble in it and I try it, but I'll only do it if I'm passionate about it. I don't want to make useless content.
Yeah, of course.
Like, that's what I like.
Yeah.
I don't want to make fast food. Like, but that's a really like I just want to study that industry and I want to see what it's like over there, and I want to basically see like it's the biggest water. So let me see what it's like.
Very exciting, right?
And yeah, and it's like
Very exciting times.
It's like if I can paddle, if I can paddle in
Man,
the
you'll be fine. You've
yeah,
got the ethic. You've got it all. You're,
but
you're definitely gonna do great over there.
no, it's just in my mind. I'm like, okay, if I can just do that, then I'll be like, I just want to learn.
Yeah.
Whereas just studying the industries in each country, I think because it's so new in Ireland, I think that the industry is incredibly insecure financially. That makes it more like there's no well, there's a lot of improv shows that do really well. And I look like honestly when I started stand up, did not respect improv. Getting to know more improv people and watching more improv, they're incredibly talented in their own way, and it's like you can probably go from improv to stand up, and going from stand up to improv would be harder, definitely. You
Mm.
have to respect it, but as an industry, like Ireland, I think is so insecure based on the fact that it's reliant on a tourist market. So you don't have regulars, and you don't have a like in Liverpool they have Paul Smith,
Yeah.
who's the face of stand up
Hot
there,
Water
and
Comedy
Hot
Club.
Water.
Yeah.
But Liverpool they support their own, they love their own. Like,
Yeah.
so that's why it works there. In New York, it's basically the world of stand up. So you're gonna go like you can't not know about it.
Yeah.
Whereas in Ireland, it's in that weird like
Yeah.
in
It's,
between.
it's basically a Hoover for tourists.
But it's like it's really
Trying to
interesting.
Hoover the tourists up
Yeah.
in Temple Bar. Each club, they're all competing with each other, getting them in with flyers, paying for the Google ads to get them in. It's just that's how it
It's-
works. It's a revolving door of
That's what
spectators.
It's called, I think. It's called like a revolving door comedy, or sorry, revolving door economy, which is like, yeah, you have the money constantly coming. Well, if you have the means to do it, you always have the money coming in.
Yeah.
In terms of like selling tickets and stuff like that. But it's about growing it from the inside. Where it's like there's so many fucking talented people
Yeah.
in Ireland. It's ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
seriously,
Well, I spoke to this about I spoke about this to Aidan O'Sullivan, who I had on
yeah,
last episode, and we just talked about how the prices of rent don't give they don't allow for the freedom of a pub running a show, because pub function rooms are basically the only
yeah,
kind of semi-purpose made places you have for events now in
Yeah.
Ireland in general.
Mm.
The only purpose-built comedy club in Ireland is the Laughter Lounge and City Limits in Cork.
Yeah.
They're the only two. And other than that, it's upstairs in pubs, it's function rooms, and the rent prices don't allow for a weekend night to have an event up there that
Yeah.
won't have people drinking constantly and won't have people and doesn't guarantee a packed out room. Whereas they get a christening or a birthday or something up in that room, they're gonna take that every time, and so they don't have the room in their, like, they just have to pay their bills.
it's like
And
selling drink and all.
so that's what you're up against.
It's like, but it's like a pub will only care if you're not selling, if you're not moving drink.
Yeah.
Then what do you mean to me? Like, that's
Yeah.
really what it means.
And
Like,
then cafes have tried it.
yeah,
You'd have it in a cafe, but then people are like, "What? I can't have a drink."
yeah. It's like what's the
So
point
it's
to me?
like,
To be,
yeah,
But then
it's very difficult.
in the States they have the drink minimums and stuff, where you have to buy a drink. You have to buy 2 drinks and your ticket in order to go to the show.
Yeah,
But like, I think you'd just get resentful of the bar and be like, well, fuck you. I'm not. I'll do this, but I'm not going to be drinking anymore here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go across the way. Fuck you.
yeah,
I'm not giving you my money.
yeah. It's a very tough one.
What was the second question? You had a question.
There was another
after?
question. So what was that one that I just asked? We went on a tangent there. Hold on. That was about vaping, I think,
Flip.
wasn't it?
No,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, where are people emigrating to?
Australia.
Yeah, Australia. That's
Australia
it.
still.
Right. That's still the place to be.
Australia and London, I'd say.
Right. The next one was, you can answer this in any way you want. It's quite a personal question, but
Yeah.
how do you see your future? Would you like to get married? Would you like to have kids? How do you
Yeah.
see that?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
You would. And
Yeah.
what age would you see yourself doing that at? If you could pick an ideal age now at 22 to meet someone, to get married and to have children, and how many children would you like to have?
I wanna. It's not. I wouldn't be dependent on the age. It'd be dependent on like my financial security and if I could actually take care of it. Like, I want to be the best for the child. Like, I don't want to like do it because I feel under pressure. Like in an age range, I want to do it so I can actually like take care of the child and give it the best life and actually be in its life. Because if I want to do stand up professionally, you will be on the road for quite some time.
Yeah.
There will be a time will come where you'll have to sort of choose between the child and stand up, and it's like, well, realistically, if you want to be the best parent, it'll have to be like, it's always going to be the child. So it'd be more so dependent on that, and also it's like my view on relationships and all. It's like, I think if I'm with someone, it's like, I now knowing like past experiences where like I broke up with someone who I probably shouldn't have broken up with, because they were amazing, and I still think they're amazing. But no, I think I needed that. I think I needed to know the value of who I let go of in my life.
Was it a non-binary person, or do you
No,
mean they?
no, it was
She.
she, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
sorry.
They, sorry.
Okay.
She, no. But knowing the value of them, I only knew the value of them once they were gone.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, oh shit. I understand that now completely. So now in my mind, I know what to look for in a partner now. So, but then I'd be like, okay, once that comes, I'll know.
Yeah,
but until then,
because you already had a taste of it.
Yeah, and it's also changed. Like, a lot of people, like, it's like, I don't even like casual. Like casual, I know it's a big thing, but in my mind, I'm like, nah.
Casual's a big thing now.
Yeah, huge.
What does that mean? Just riding?
Yeah, but it's never just riding. Like, there's always one person that's always there's always one person that's the victim in that scenario, that they have an emotional stake in it, and the other person doesn't have it on that level. There's always one, like, it's always gonna end up that way, no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't think, because you can be as clear in your communication as possible, but it's like, I think it's only a matter of time that you spend so much time with someone sexually before you, like, if that's casual for you, I think that's fucked up. It's like, fucking protect your dick a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
Keep your dick to yourself.
Maybe only like a sociopath can truly have a casual.
Yeah, because it's
relationship.
Purposeful. Like, it's just a purpose for them to release one innate desire, and then the other. That doesn't mean anything else.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. But it's like, it works for people, but for me, I'm like, no. I'd need to.
You want a partner in crime?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I just want to be. I want someone to mean as much to me as like stand-up does.
Yeah.
And like, and honestly, right now, I'm not like, I can't. Like, I know that this is a part of time in my life where I have to come first, because if I don't come first, I'm just gonna resent the other person for trying to take, like, it's like they're trying to take away my ambition by being.
So stand up comes first.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, same for me.
I keep getting. There's one comedian who always comes up to me, and then, because I was drunk one day, and then they're like, "Oh, you don't, like, you're not going out with, like why do you want to go out with people?" And I was like, I was drunk, and I was being such a fucking dickhead, and I was just like, "No, stand up is my first love at this time." And then every time I see them, they're like, "Remember when you said that? Remember when you said that?" I was like, "Yeah," and I mean it. I'm like, I can't, like, that's the thing. Stand up was the thing that in my last relationship that really, we were lying in bed having a wonderful moment. Like, honestly, she was the best. But I was looking through my phone, and I was looking at like Instagram stories of people doing stand up, and no matter what she did, stand up was always going to be the more attractive thing to me.
Yeah.
Because it was like, on an objective level, spending time in a crusty basement, running new jokes probably isn't as attractive as like a night in and like having a loving thing. But it's like, I'm not objective. I gotta be in the basement.
Yeah.
At this point in my life, I have to be in the basement.
Yeah.
To work my way up to the Netflix.
Yeah, and yet when you're in the basement, you're in the basement because you believe that you're gonna be on the Netflix and you're gonna do it.
Yeah, so
you're gonna be on the Netflix.
Yeah, I can't wait to be on the Netflix. No, it's I just wanna. I want to make sure that I'm not leaving that on the table. Basically. Yeah. That's
you're doing it, man. I really admire what you're doing. You're doing great there.
Hopefully.
Yeah, your work ethic is admirable. And it's amazing to see you since. I'm sure we've both evolved in our stand-up, but I remember when you first started, you came across as quite like, I would say you were unattainable to the audience. You had sort of you went in a bit too arrogant.
Yeah.
You were not likable.
Oh no, I remember that.
At the start, to the audience, and you wouldn't do too well. And then I could see as time went on, you became more likable,
Yeah.
and you share more of yourself to them, and they just have people love you now. You're always doing great. Every gig I've seen you, you're doing great, and anytime I hear about you're on, you're doing great, and everybody's saying great things about you. So
Thank God. No.
yeah. So where can people find you, Darragh, online?
The Darragh White.
The
on
Darragh
Instagram.
White, Darragh
Yeah.
White
Yeah. It's just
on Instagram.
that not a.
Yeah, it's been great talking to you.
No, it's been wonderful. I've had a great time.
Great having you.
Probably for my visa, the 9/11 stuff.
I think that'll be alright. You weren't even born.
I know it's not my. I didn't support it.
No,
I don't support it.
No, you'll be fine.
I don't support
I
it.
wouldn't worry about
It'd
it.
be so funny if that came back on my fucking application.
Yeah.
They were like, we played 5 seconds of a podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
You're already talking about it.
Yeah, there was a big hairy guy.
Yeah.
With you.
It's like, fuck.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Darragh.
I've loved this. It's been
Absolute legend.
It's been great.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Killing it.
You're killing it. You are as well. Did you say you're killing it at the same time as I said it?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was awkward.
Looks pre-planned.
You are though. You're doing great, man. And it's great working around the stand-up scene with you. I think New York is going to be good to you. Patrick Conlon went to New York, came back just like
Patrick's
he was great before, but he came back even better. So I think it's going to do good things to you.
Streets ahead.
So yeah, this has been the Dan Stevens Show with Darragh White. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please follow and rate 5 stars on Spotify, and like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. That would be great. And just rate us. Rate it well anywhere you're watching to help the podcast. The Buy Me a Coffee link is in the description if you want to donate. You bought Darragh a coffee today, so
It was great. I loved it.
So thank you for that, guys.
Thank you.
See you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.